Ja sprawdzić wczoraj, czy to działa. Ja myślałem, że KCD nie będzie działać, a tak? Tam Kingdom 2? Kingdom 2 na przykład działa. Okej. Celem jest zinfiltrowanie Rady Miejskiej. Cebula. Fajnie było, jakby oni pokazywali trochę bardziej, jak dojść w miejsca.
Careful.
On siedzi smutny i patrzy na ognisko.
Hold your horses. What are you barging in here for?
I'm going to see Sir Ulrich Vavak on a most urgent matter.
As you...
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Co?
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king?
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
I want to know what Sigismund tells the council. I hear it'll be important.
Nie
You
powinienem
want
mu
to
się
spy?
zdradzać.
Do you know what you're risking? And what I'd be risking? Forget it.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
I must have misheard you. Our business will be over when I say it is, not before. So pull your head out your ass and see to getting me into that assembly.
All right, Jesus. No need to lose your temper.
Próbował mnie
Get into the
zastraszyć.
council assembly relatively easily. My cook's
Udało się.
son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the... Do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy
Do
hose?
szlachcica przebrać.
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is zum Eisernen Adler.
I'll be going then.
Just make sure.
A, 7 podłoga Matrix, podłoga 7, witam serdecznie. Pokażecie, jakie inne jeszcze okulary nie pasują. Prawda, nie ma krwi na twarzy. Ale pasują mnie te okulary. Nie widać, że mam jedną brew.
I'm sorry.
Gdzie to jest wyjście? Tu jest wyjście. Rzadko je noszę, a powinienem częściej. All stylish? Yes, si senor.
And then there'll be trouble.
No worries on that count. One punch and this sock will be stretched out.
Your ma will be stretched out.
Ja jestem tak odzwyczajony od dobrego widzenia,
What did you say?
że dziwnie się czuję w tych okularach.
One more word about
Timmer
my
Lola?
mom,
Okay.
and
Your ma is so ugly, it would make a blind man weep. So ugly, in fact, that at her christening, the priest mistook her for a toad.
Stop it, you fool!
you're fucking for it.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
Hey, you should have fucking stayed out of it. Nice hit. Someone else can deal with it.
That hit home.
Well, that's nice now.
God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
A, no tak. Ogólnie sprawdziłem numer i spam. Mówiłem, że w tym miejscu 3 razy była ta sama interakcja. Chyba przy tej bramie. Za każdym razem gość... Nie, to było przy tej bramie. Gdzie za każdym razem gość mówił, że... Nie wiem, która to była brama. Że gość z nim w karty wygrał.
I feel like laying down.
Tools. Greetings.
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry.
3 razy tego samego gościa
I
zamykał.
heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I just have to get in there, understand? I have an important message for the king about a plot against him.
But why would you want to get to him as a waiter?
But it could be that someone from the council is mixed up in it, so I have to be incognito. See?
I see. All right, then. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Kiedyś mnie odróżnił.
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. I didn't get round to picking it up, so go and see Schneider in the
Nawet nie
market.
Polacy się biją.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not. Take care for now.
No w Polsce im nic nie grozi.
I went went to confession
Take your
yesterday,
pick.
and that
All
old
quality
priest
wear.
Kurde, oczy mi się zamykają.
I'm sorry.
Flatbread.
I apologize.
Striped fabrics. Lord be with.
What do you have for?
I zaraz, skąd ja mam to wyciągnąć?
What can you do? Maybe next
Aha,
time.
mam, okej, mam od gościa ogarnąć. Jak gospodę? Ta.
I heard about this fella who always got heartburn just before it
Really
snowed.
need to sleep.
Pretty good team.
Jest coś, co powie, że jednak nie muszę sleep? Czego potrzebuję? Energii, tak?
Get it up when it's going to be sunny, and we'll be the 3-1.
Excuse me.
Drowning all this shit here. Last time it rained for a week.
Second time.
I don't understand how you all. What?
No, you rogue.
It'd be good to learn.
All right, I won't trouble.
How do you?
You.
Yeah.
To chyba nie o to chodzi. Krawiec Schneider. Można znaleźć na targu w ciągu dnia. Okej, Schneider, krawiec.
We've got enough to go around. Anything you need.
Come and take a gander. We've got it all.
Come and find some new place.
You look like you're as drunk as a lord.
Flatbread. Where did you get so wasted?
Gdzie on jest? To jest ten krawiec?
I hear one Franta cooldown is supposed to come and pick up
Dobrze
new
się
clothes
trzymam.
from you.
Aye, the finest. I spent the best part of 2 weeks working on them, and damn near left my fingers on them as buttons. But it was worth it. With clothes like that, he wouldn't be ashamed to stand before the king himself.
As it happens, you hit the nail on the head. Franta asked me to pick up those clothes for him.
Really?
He gave me a certificate. See? He's got his name on it.
I was hoping he'd try them on one last time before final adjustments. But very well then.
Show me.
A, ja wszystko na koniec zostawiłem, tak?
Thank you, sir. And come again.
Mogę pijany na służbę się zgłosić?
Reporting for waiter duty. I'm Franta. Cool down.
Don't tell me to cool down. You, a waiter? You stink like an old wine keg.
No proszę.
Courage, yeah.
Tego się nie spodziewałem.
To swerve. Serve better and that.
A, bo ja miałem być pijany, tak? Czy co?
Pull yourself together. You don't have time to sleep it off. So go to the apothecary. Maybe he can at least give you something to sober you up. And then get right back here.
Yeah.
Właśnie nie wiem, czy mam redukację. To, że mam okulary? Dobre pytanie. Na pewno je założyłem. Poczekam aż wytrzeźwieję. Wytrzeźwiałem?
Here I am.
Great. And what's the matter with Franta?
Nie będę do gospody iść.
He got as drunk as a lord. Totally pie-faced. Then he fell into a ditch, and now he's staggering around the streets, God knows where.
I might have expected. Once, he turned up with a hangover, and as soon as he smelt wine, he threw up all over the chapel door. I told him if that ever happened again, he was for the boot. Oh, well, you'll have to take his place for today. I've no time to find someone else. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. There is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You know a good waiter by his properly seated cap? Without a tunic, you're no royal waiter, just a common alehouse boy. And have you forgotten your... You can put your steel aside in front of the... You don't want to be dragging a load. The royal waiter's livery has strict rules. So get changed quick and come back on time.
Dobra. Kurde, no ja mam więcej slotów na stroje.
You're right. Let's have a... You've got a tunic. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Jeszcze mieć taką brodę jak on.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of
Adam
Zarzitz.
Zarzecza, lejemy ile wlezie.
Wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too, but more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
What if I make a mess of something, though?
Then I'll see to it that you won't get a job even mopping the floor in the hole in the wall. But I'm sure that's not going to happen. So, are you prepared?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Czy ja taki zakrwawiony tam będę? Białe, czerwone.
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unversüchlich. Our current Waffen is a joke. And on top of that, the army was requisitioned from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
Hey, waiter, pour me some
getting
wine.
Eldris? I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it?
I apologize, sir.
Where did they get
Which
them?
wine?
Are you
Sir?
You're
colorblind?
the one who should know where they got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
Thank you, waiter.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them.
I'm sorry.
It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
Bo driver 2503, witam serdecznie.
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry
Hey,
Devil
waiter,
is running
pour
free.
me some monastery
There are
wine.
Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly?
Sir?
The merciful King Sieg.
Lejemy, temu lejemy. Cały czas.
Thank the Lord. Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap
Pour me
in the
red wine.
kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coins for
Sir?
better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies.
thank the Lord.
Nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory, and the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king
Proszę wino.
fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the
Odbije.
arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no
Pójdę.
solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of
Jestem
the public baths.
szpiegiem
Baths or brothel?
na tym spotkaniu.
Isn't it the same thing?
Waiter, my cup is empty.
So the cleanliness of the city
Pour me
is
some
not
wine.
what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome. But
The cathedral will be standing before you bring me that white.
Lejemy mu,
She's a protege
lejemy.
of Maresh. Her efforts are commendable, but I don't think she will succeed. It takes a firm hand, not soft, feminine fingers.
is everything all right?
No,
you were complaining
there's nothing you can do about it. Come closer. I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
I can't. I'm supposed to
Chyba
serve the
Rafał,
Lord.
witam serdecznie.
You're supposed to do what you're told.
Chyba z Tomaskiem od Seatings, witam serdecznie.
I'll go and get it myself after the assembly.
Wishes to punish the wickedness
Waiter,
that's going
pour
on
me red
there.
wine.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spend. Arguing about who is going to
Stałem
wash
wtedy
where and
bana?
how
Kiedy jesteś
is a
bana?
waste of time.
It's only a
Nie
waste
wiem.
of time because we're always arguing
Waiter,
about the
I
same
want
thing.
monastery wine.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle?
Nie
Do
wiem,
you
nie
ever
pamiętam.
walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop and rubbish. The least
Ty, bez kitu mam brudną mordę, jeszcze na boso jestem.
you can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Serio, jesteś
Why
bana?
not?
Na Twitchu?
In Jerome Nas's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Ale nie, tutaj tylko ogólnie dostałeś, tak?
Agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That
No,
old
it's,
weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until
Hey,
His
waiter,
Majesty honors
pour me
us
some
with his
monastery
visit.
wine.
And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Thank the Lord.
Well,
A na jak długo dostać bana?
sure what you're implying.
Horseshit! You know full well, everybody knows, he wiped the floor with you!
Compose yourself, Adam, and stop drinking. The king might come any
Jeśli nie,
time
kurde, to
now.
długo.
That's right. Let's not burden the anointed monarch with such...
Me?
cup of monastery
Compose myself. Me? I beg your pardon. I demand
Dałbym
that
ci.
you...
Thank you, waiter.
Podałbym ci tego wina.
Please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there,
Ale się
weren't
ze
you?
szlachtą.
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you
Hey,
defending
waiter.
Rutard?
Pour me some monastery
Besides,
wine.
if his men attacked yours, as
Oni
I
wszyscy
heard,
są monastery
then
wine.
we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing
Well,
out.
Lepi zombina.
I don't like Ruthard, true, but in this
Będziemy
case,
pić
it
wodę.
really was nothing.
Za wasze
Everyone in
zdrowie.
the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Ruthard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it.
Adam, może wina, Adam.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric,
Psy to w ogóle nie są
but
takie
also
same?
illegal. If we
Nie, one są inne.
tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the
Hey,
gentleman
boy,
from the
a
city's
full cup
sword
of
fighting
monastery
school brought
wine.
this custom to us. It's now run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous, sucker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsmaster without a shred of proof.
Really?
We're not some old fishwives in the market.
something to say on the way
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that.
Boy, a word.
There are more pressing matters
Refill,
to
sir?
deal with.
Do you think I come to the council just to guzzle wine? Come here.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little
Mam
while,
dawać wina.
I really shouldn't, sir.
a fine servant you are.
Is squabbling constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a council, let people throw dirt on our
Adam,
work.
może wina się
If I
napijesz.
threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Moim celem jest schlać Adama. Adam!
Hey, youngster, some red.
Idę.
Since there's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers.
right under our noses.
Ale zaraz będzie krzyczała nam.
Just the village with the monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city.
I'll have
Why
a
can't
cup
we
of
build
what?
faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Because those so-called craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or report sick.
Boy!
And if they do come,
It's my wife.
their work is shit, and you have to pay someone else
You,
to
lad.
put it right.
You look familiar
It's
to me.
a waste
Have we met?
of time. I tell you,
Well, naturally.
a waste of time.
I go to your tavern
And,
almost every day.
Don't interrupt
Really?
the proceedings with your
Then
drunken
you must have decent wages to be able to visit the best tavern in
And
town
as for
regularly.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you?
Bardziej niewidoczny nie będę. Mogę usiąść?
For instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen.
Like some white.
That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, my friend.
Sir?
Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Mercy, councillors. We are not on the marketplace to argue like
Adam,
fish
może
fights.
wina.
The construction of the cathedral is proceeding slowly, and as Jeroen says, there is a war, and there is neither money nor craftsmen. But with our joint powers, we will finish the building to the glory of God and our city.
full cup of monastery
even
wine.
if it takes 100 years. What is next in the order of business?
Sir?
To wina, nie ser.
Thank you, waiter.
Twoje miejsce, Henryk. Skorzystaj z niego. Ale gra nie pomyślała, że trzeba się jeszcze umyć.
Something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Juchek Össe, Elegiop Katonaikat, ich Kelkinek Udra.
Ta postaka, cała morda zakrwawiona. Pięknie, Henryk.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this plan of fights!
Napił Markwartowie z ulicy do wina? Zrobiłbym to, gdybym mógł. Ale mają płot zajebisty. Znowu będę bogutą?
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests. Eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Łożyśka tu jest. I Samueto.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Kuttenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here than gaining a few groschen. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means
Wiadomo, że
to
Rzymianie mają
stay
pieniądze, nie?
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
Brzmi jakby czytał z
I don't
kartki.
even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
Henry's done a few things I'd like to give him a slap or two for. But like they say, to err is human. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of...
Znał mojego starego.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma,
To jest mój brat!
And that was all for the best.
Zagubiony brat.
He should have taken care of me.
Rzymianin.
But instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough.
I'd
I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
No w sumie to my nawet nie jesteśmy braćmi. Bo mój ojciec jest moim ojcem.
Good health.
Pijemy.
L'chaim.
Bo Guta przecież nie będzie siedziało w suchym pysku. Zobaczmy co dałeś. Promujemy zdrowy rozsądek? To nie dla mnie.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
Oh.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off. You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais! Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Ja znam francuski, zrozumiałbym.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There,
Myślałem, że się
everyone
obrazi.
knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron. I have.
Ah, je suis désolé. This Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children, and even women fighting. But the clergy? Sainte Mère, do tell me about it. No doubt you fought on the side of truth and honor.
My last big battle was in Kosovo.
I've heard of this battle. Many great men fell there.
Aye. And it was there I decided it was nothing for me. So I settled down in prison.
To kozak się okazuje.
Then, what are you doing here at a meeting of opponents of the crown?
Ah, the Lord moves in mysterious ways. Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
Czyli wszystkich zna. O kurde, ci bandyci też tu są.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
Ja mam pieniądze.
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole son won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Do you have news? I'm just going to die.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Ile taki Boguta może mieć lat? Z 4 dychy?
Well, that went just as expected. Good health. And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why
Na
I'd like to
60
ask
to nie
something of
wygląda.
you.
As it happens, I've got nothing better to do anyway.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan
Nie
has
wiem, może
certain
na 60.
shortcomings.
Ale moim zdaniem wygląda bardziej na 40, takie
And the way it stands
średniowieczne.
at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious
40
how
lat
you
to
hope to
już
shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
10-letnich
We'll
wnuków może
sit
mieć.
and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
When Sigismund sees that, He'll be off to Hungary all the sooner. At a gallop.
Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able
ja na
to
przykład nie
tackle
wyglądam aż tak
fortresses that
staro.
aren't able to defend themselves.
Nie, Maltix, nie będę
But he
grał.
won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either.
Nie wiem, czy wygląda ten 30 lat. Nie no, może
And that's
wyglądam.
exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
Ale nie wiem. Z jednej strony chciałem się brody pozbyć, ale z drugiej chyba ją zachowam.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
Może
You're
sobie jeszcze
certainly
ją
not the first to tell
chwilę
me that.
pohoduję.
I take it as a compliment.
Ale miałem nadzieję, że będzie dłuższa do tej pory.
Because I want to put a stop
nie,
to
jest
the
jakaś super
senseless
długa.
deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Bocek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome, because it would mean slow but certain defeat for all of us.
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Nie, prostować jej nie chcę. Ona jest strasznie nierówna, tylko tego nie widać. Teraz. Ale jest strasznie nierówna. A jak jest taka zakręcona, zawinięta, to wygląda jakby była równa.
Bocek of Kunststadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of
a male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she
No
be
właśnie,
to
to jest
us?
dobre pytanie.
Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her. And that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
I'll get on.
I wish I...
Success to our plans.
Boguta się nie napije.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Bocek?
Not even Bocek. And he's a great lord.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Even better, but you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to... You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I'll talk to you later, Father. This is important.
You're in my home, so you'll talk to me first. What is it you want?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then.
20 lat nie
What are you doing
rozmawiali.
here?
It's none of your concern. I have nothing to say to you anyway.
That's how you speak to me? In my own home? I'd hope you'd grow out of that impertinence. But it's far too late for that.
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a
Nic się nie
place in
zmieniło.
the archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest in some backwater than have a father like you.
How dare you?
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got nothing to blame each other for. And now let me speak to Older.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
I'm not happy about it.
Budu
But
ci
I
klepać.
accept.
No
This
spoko
isn't how I
Maltix,
imagined
oby
my
się
first meeting with
wiosło.
my brother.
Powodzenia życzę.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay
You don't
back.
know which end of that thing is up.
Not bad for a priest. I'll sort you out nicely.
Arm lower.
Enough. That will do.
No 11 kilo wstawi.
Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Why? Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
And no luck again, eh? When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first
Jezus
hare.
stary.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Older.
I've got to get him on our side and to cooperate with us.
Aren't we all on the same side?
Maybe everyone's saying that. But it's time to put it into action.
After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Older. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it.
Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me and tell me what it's all about.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Like a brother.
Look out!
Krystyna? Hilda? Helena. Gdzie są? A, jedna i druga osoba jest w środku, tak? Zaraz, ten boczek jest niżej. Arnold.
Patricians and users. Yeah, without.
Sir Boczek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Jobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men at arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men at arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
I'd be honored to oblige. I'm in my prime.
Forget about it. Even if by some miracle you could manage to sire children, you'd die before you could raise them.
The truth doesn't offend, my lord. But I had to give it a try. I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient for Sigismund. Yitka could end up being a pawn to blackmail both of us.
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, women are fighting over him. Yitka will like him, and he'll give her a whole bunch of children.
And to half the wenches in his domain too, eh? On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Harish can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
Świetny pomysł.
So, will you support our plan?
You're selling the skin of a boar that's still grunting. First, I want a confirmation that the wedding will take place as soon as possible.
And what if Lord Capon refuses?
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
Ja co jest to z tą babą? Aha, bo jej tu nie ma, tak?
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
Spoko jest zrobiony Boguta, no.
Let's hear it then.
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who arranged the betrothal. I mean, with your blessing.
You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who?
With the niece of Sir Bochek, Lord of Kunstadt. Her name's Yitka.
Bochek of Kunstadt? The Bochek of Kunstadt?
O kurde, już mi się oczka zaświeciły.
You conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Cheers!
Pijemy.
Cheers to you! And to your parlaying skills!
Ciekawe, czy skończę pijany.
Take a look at that. A nightingale surrounded by hawks.
Radzik Kobila.
Sir Bochek, your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservations.
Klasa.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstadt.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you
Pijemy.
say?
Ale będę pijany, jak ta wdowa przyjedzie.
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Capon.
Here's to a good bargain.
We can no longer afford to wait.
As if I didn't have enough on my plate already.
Helena, Krystyna. Gdzie jest ta baba?
For a few days without him damn near getting executed.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
Podobało się pewnie, nie?
What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more?
More effectively.
I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on 2 fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harman Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder
Tym
will
mniej
surely
wiesz,
have
tym
the
lepiej
papers in
śpisz.
his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorin's groom has eyes everywhere.
Ja nie jestem w sensie rozwinąć, nie? Chyba on nie ma skillsów. Rausz? Chyba coś wypił.
What brings you here? My goodness, friend. You're completely sloshed.
I just need to get something from the shed. You know what? Take this here. And you saw nothing, all right?
And what's there to see?
Not a sausage.
Not a sausage? Not a sausage? Nadal mnie nie pokazuje.
I've got those...
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you, noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, Godwin.
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, lady.
Ty biskup się też schlałeś, co?
Success of our efforts.
Bogutom trzeba. Henryk mógłby nie pić, ale Boguta musi.
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstadt will support our cause.
Both of them? Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. and I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord, but we will wait with an army at our backs.
And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians. Our community and not only ours will give you coin.
Nie pasuje mi coś w jego mowie, nie? Wygląda jakby czytał z kartki, nie?
We stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Ciekawe jak Ptaszek na to zareaguje.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
No i wszystko się udało, tak? To już myśli o ucieczce chyba. Chyba będzie nas czekać ciężka rozmowa z Ptaszkiem. To była tylko taka wstawka mała. Umyłem się! A buty mam?
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere. Point them to the Jewish quarter and give them free rein. To do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see? All you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way. Forget about it. Your debts will remain up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of them.
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right here in the city council meeting. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth. This whole council is a farce. The whole city knows it.
Lord of Sergeants, your insolence just cost you your place on the council, and a month in the dungeon.
But...
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not, put him in the pillory for a while, bailiff.
I'll see to it as soon as the council is over, Your Majesty.
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore place the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to
I'm
us
sorry.
several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by
Where are you going? Mind your own business.
Brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he
Dużo tych dialogów
emerges victorious in the end.
w jednym momencie.
This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously.
Chcę się patrzeć.
If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Marquardt. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king. You did a good job, waiter. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabush. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabush will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No. We shall have white. We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly! If Rabush falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too.
Jezu, ze mnie kelner.
Suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
To bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Nigdy nie odmówię alkoholu. Niko z królem flex. Myślałem, że jakiś achievement za to będzie. Ciekawe, czy by mnie zmusili, jakbym odmówił.
Margaret loves calling out to me, begging to be eaten. Nil in propositum inter Bernard Mori. Have you lost your hearing?
What? Aye, that's the one.
Now we close our doors for the evening. People here know.
How'd you like our wine, Chevalier?
The art of winemaking has a long tradition in La Belle France. Recipes are passed on from father to son, and each generation brings them to perfection. I myself was practically raised on wine. How many I have tasted. Even the French royal court took note of my refined taste. The king himself had wine delivered for his table according to my advice.
I expect his lordship had the best barrels rolled out. Now, if you'd only known he had a real connoisseur here.
Best barrels? Mon ami, this wine would perhaps be suited to the infirmary, where it would suffice for cleaning wounds and easing pain. For that, the taste is of little consequence.
Unpronounceable.
I'm filled with grief. The roast was calling out. You're wrong. The battle, life.
Having a good time? It's a fucking bore. These old farts here have no idea what fun is.
Well, what are you missing? There's wine, food, even a few females worth the sin.
I'd rather have a game of dice. Or a good punch-up.
Don't you dare get into a fight with anyone. You know what a fuck-up that would be.
Aye, I forgot. Only the younger Lord of Rabos is allowed to give anyone here a
Ja bym się z nim klepał ogólnie.
and his own kin at that.
Leave it out. They forced my hand.
They wouldn't have to force me.
Well, let's have a game.
For coin.
Playing for coin's a bore. You got anything else to wager?
Well, I might have something.
And what?
Let's keep it.
What the hell?
You bet.
Okej. A nie wygram z nim, nie ma w ogóle szans. Jak my gramy? Jutro pijany jestem.
God be with you, my friend.
Mnie może oszukać, ja nawet nie wiem jakie kości wypadają. Skucha. No, automatyka mówi, żeby próbować. Długi jest ten segment w sumie. Całkiem dobrze, że przerwę zrobiliśmy przed tym, na pogadanie o czymś innym. Chyba się gra podobnie w kości, ale nie wiem. Nie no, nie wiem jak się gra. Zawsze myślałem, że się rzucało więcej, ale nie wiem jak dużo. Segment fajny, ale nie byłem na to gotowy. A, bo tu piątka była. Dobra, no ze mną wygra, nie? Nie wiem, te kości są gówniane, nie da się wygrać te kości. Bez lepszych kości.
Wonder. Sure. Since it's.
Teraz... Znaczy to jest totalne RNG, nie? No ale teraz 600 na samym początku wypada. O, pewnie 3 jedynki wypadną i od razu tysiaczek, nie? Za darmo. No właśnie zauważyłem, że zręczność podskoczyła, ale ja nie wiem, czy to nie jest jakiś perk wzięty. To też może być tak, że jakiś perk, nie? Tak blisko, a tak daleko, nie? Tu chyba? Może z fultu. O, Boże jak łatwo! Pa jaka dominacja genetyczna.
I'm offering you a business deal, without any ulterior...
How come you're still here, sir? Weren't you supposed to travel with Sir Hanush? Raise an army, prepare a wedding feast and all that?
All hail Yobst. He sorted things out here nicely. He got my money for a start, and that's more than I wanted to give him. But you know how it goes. Give them a finger. I explained to the Margrave that I'm not going anywhere, and I sent my captain with him. He's still young and full of piss and vinegar. I'm too old and fond of my comfort.
Did you at least discuss with Hanush where the wedding will take place?
Nothing to discuss. The wedding will take place at our castle Lititz, of course. It's the pride of our family. We can fit in 3 times more people than here, and that still wouldn't be much.
Ah, but there are 2 castles in Rattay. I'd bet my right arm old Hanush will want to have the wedding there.
What? In Rattay? Well, I ought to look into that then.
But deal with him yourself, though. I won't be your gent's messenger anymore.
Have you ever thought about getting married?
A, to było świętowanie. Myślałem, że świętuje się inaczej.
Signifies higher value? Yes.
He's calling out to me. Begging to be lost your here.
Are you in need of something, my well-oiled friend?
I'd like to drink a toast with you to our joint success. As they say,
All's well that ends well.
A, no ptaszek jeszcze.
To brighter tomorrows. Touching. Come now. What's become of your poetic soul?
I never had one.
Truly? Not even a little?
Well, maybe once. The older I get, the worse it is. Give me a few more years and I'll become a professional mourner.
See now. I'll gladly drink to that with you. Only there's nothing to drink. We've run dry.
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread after all that gabbing.
Well, get something wet for us then.
His lordship is so unsteady on his legs, he can't make it as far as the keg.
To hell with that keg slop. Your
Będziemy
father
jeszcze
surely has
pintować
something better
starego.
stored away. I had my eye on him all evening. He had pictures brought from somewhere for himself and his closest friends, and left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and find one of those pictures for us, eh? I'm sure you can manage that.
You can bet on it.
I don't.
Strong words. I thought your Alishka was brown-haired, though.
Done. Well, get on that fucking singers,
Compelling argument in any debate going on around.
Gdzie on jest? Wszyscy sobie chlapnęli przy nagrywaniu pijanych dialogów? Pewnie nie.
Come on, someone will see us.
Hey? They won't. Come here.
Jak tam wejść?
Come on, someone will see us.
Hey? They won't.
Strong words. Come here. I thought your Alishka was brown-haired, though.
Whatever.
They're trying to agree on something they won't remember in the morning.
Gdzie jest alkohol?
Sorry, have you got some time to spare?
From cleaning up this pigsty? Any time.
I've come to rescue you from work and responsibilities.
Really? Why don't you save that sweet talk and tell me what you want?
Well, it occurred to me we could maybe spend a little time together.
Of course. What else? Do you play dice?
You mean strip dice?
You strip if you like. Either way, you'll end up bare-assed and with an empty purse.
All right. Let's have a game.
I've heard about you, but you can't beat me.
To jest najważniejsza gra w kości w moim życiu.
Mother of God! What are you punishing me for?
Everyone's being too hopeful here.
Stop talking bollocks. Once the Ox raises an army, he himself will run back to Hungary.
And why would he do that?
I need help with something.
Hey,
Do you know where I might be able to
nie
find
graliśmy w
wine
rozbieranego?
packages? I mean the ones with the really good wine that the Lord saves for his nearest and dearest.
And you're one of those?
I should say so. I'm his son.
And I'm the king's daughter. Anyway, I don't know nothing about no wine. In case you haven't noticed, I'm sweeping the floor. And I'm
Nie
about
grałem
to mop
siatkówkę.
up vomit. Try asking
Najgorszy
my mom.
sport.
She's the cook here.
Hej, wygrałem z tą w rozbieranego pokera, w karty, w kości. Kościanego pokera rozbieranego. Nie wiem, bo nudna jest siatkówka. Nie lubię siatkówki.
Greetings. Can't it wait till morning?
Nigdy nie lubiłem.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but are you busy?
What do you think? A fortress full of hungry mouths and half of them noble lords accustomed to all kinds of debauchery.
I haven't eaten so well in a
He didn't have to choose me. My old ma spent her whole life in this kitchen, and my grandmother before her. God rest them both.
Wait, you're Kvieta's daughter, Madlenka.
It's been a long time since anyone has called me by that name. I was afraid you'd forgotten me.
You haven't changed at all.
But I have. And you've changed too. You left a haughty young pup, and now you return...
An old dog.
Not at all. The years have been kind to you.
Why don't we go somewhere together? Somewhere private. And reminisce about the
Z córką się nie udało, to może z matką się uda.
Changed at all. You won't go and have a drink and stop chasing girls. I mean, it's embarrassing at your age.
Where might I find a really good wine here?
Why? You don't like the stuff from the kegs?
It's not for me. One of the distinguished guests asked for it.
Aha. If you go down the cellar stairs, you'll see the pictures lined up on the table. It's Lord Odorin's best. He's drunk plenty of it himself today.
Jakbyśmy pogadali, to inaczej by to wyszło. Albo jakbym był trzeźwy. Gdzie mam znaleźć ten dzban wina?
I'm telling you, give it a year and Sigismund will be gone.
All day long.
Dużo wina. O.
Everybody likes a drop of white.
Chciałem pochodnie schować.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rudard. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you feed it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir,
Ale umieściony jest ten koń.
there's some horsemen right out front of your fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Ale będzie bitka.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Dostanie kulkę? Znaczy nie kulkę, tylko ten strzałę?
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
Jęte gówno.
Jesus! The surrounding Christian can't make it on his own strike.
Show what you're made of!
I still can't quite do that. No chance. Hey! Give me a hand here!
Który to mój brat?
You won't get me! Right on the nose! True blood! Drive those horses out! Bleeding like a human!
Jest brat! Brat przeżył czy zginął? full.
Quick.
Nie żyje.
Light him up!
No gorzej. Wjeżdża on, całe na biało.
Quick!
Come and get another!
Boguta to ogólnie broń zgubił. Ten co kung fu napieprza. Uratowałeś swego brata jako Boguta.
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Fuck me.
Do my eyes deceive me?
Henry!
Godwin.
How did you get...
Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Kunrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those butchers.
Jak myślałem, że ona umrze.
May she rest in peace.
She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother.
But only almost. Good work.
What do you mean, almost? What happened?
I got there in time to help him, fortunately. Christopher tried to defend our father, but nearly lost his life doing it. For nothing.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally. The same as Rutard and Botchek.
Well, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I wouldn't give up on the fucker either.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghout took them.
Where did they go? Back to Rattay?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they fucking hurry.
So we have a plan to counter Sigismund?
More of a promise than a plan.
But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce. We should lay low until Jobst gets back.
I'll gladly play dead for a while.
Be so kind. And don't speak of the dead.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but von Bergov's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
He wanted Odorin. He probably had no idea they'd find most of Sigismund's enemies here in one place.
I bet he couldn't believe his fucking luck.
And Sigismund will
Patrząc
be
po tym, ile
moving
osób
at a
przyjechało,
gallop.
to nie wyglądało, jakby tylko
We
jego
have
mieli
to be
zgarnąć.
really careful now. One wrong move, and he'll hang the lords.
Is there anything we can do?
Definitely not right now. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I survive the journey... Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too.
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up...
Good to see you both. Alive.
Oh, come on. You know I've walked out of much worse scrapes laughing.
They could well have killed us all. If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von Berkow could have caused a lot more harm.
Trochę jak Geralt wygląda z tego profilu.
Von Aulitz surprised even Sigismund with that. You should have seen the look on the king's face when he told him.
Well, thank God we all survived.
Well, not all of us. They killed Lady Anna of Volstein and many other nobles. It was slaughter.
And they captured our closest and most influential allies. Without them, we can hardly get the burghers on our side. We're stuck.
We'll figure out a way to help them.
But how? Our plans are ruined.
Get a grip. Whining doesn't help anyone.
Get a grip.
You're right. When I drink too much wine, I get overwhelmed with self-pity. Nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much worse.
Ale się nie pobrudził, get right.
It might. And very soon. At Sigismund's council, an order was given to ransack the Jewish quarter.
God's wounds! We need to get back to the city and warn them.
I'm going with you.
Out of the question. Do you want to end up imprisoned again? You'll be more useful if you stay here and help Shishka. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel. I'll try to get someone else to join.
What do you make of this Brabant fellow?
He's unquestionably a remarkable knight, that Vattelin. He rambles on a lot, though. My head nearly burst listening to him sometimes. Although it was better than being stuck there alone. Otherwise, he seems to me like a bold and
Chyba już nie jest załamany.
gentleman, if a little obsessed.
Chyba jako Boguta musiałem go znaleźć.
I agree. And he's got a score to settle with Sigismund. Like
He certainly has.
What happened when von Bergow hauled you?
It was a dreadful... It was a bit better in Malashov. Apart from being
Spoko,
locked
Roser.
up, of course.
But the mate...
Indeed. What did they... No, they took what they...
Nie chciałem z tą rozmawiać.
Indeed.
Była taka scena, że z tym rabinem gada, taki załamany. Nie no, raczej już jest za późno na to.
Did I not tell you we should not come here?
Sam, I need to have a word with you.
Uh-huh. That makes two of us.
Just tell him. You may not get another chance.
I talked to Godwin. He said you know each other?
What did you talk about? Me?
We talked about your stepfather, Martin.
Why? Neither of you knew him.
It's true, I did not. But I tried many times. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? I recognized the Master's symbol engraved there. Well, the thing is, I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son? How did...
Yes. Shock.
His son. That is, his bastard son.
Chyba, że grasz na amatorskich poziomie, to jest nudna? Nie wiem, dla mnie siatkówka zawsze była nudna. Stanie w miejscu i odbijanie piłki. Wow. To mogę równie dobrze w ścianę. W ścianę. W ścianę. W ścianę. Jeszcze. W ścianę.
Are you sure? We look the same age, and Martin lived with me and Ma as long as I
Nie
can
zawsze
remember.
nudziła się
When
ta.
I was born, he was already long gone. Maybe we are not
Gimnazjum,
even a
siatkówka
year.
się kończyła na bijatykach zawsze.
What does that make us then?
Nothing. Proof perhaps that both your god and mine have a sense of humor. You know, all my life I thought if I did not give a shit about that man, it would be easier. But now that I know I will never see him, it troubles me that I did not get to know him.
I can tell you about him if you want. But now is not the right time. This is not the end. We have to go to Kuttenberg, now. Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people in the Jewish quarter.
The king has approved Xere.
He's no king to me. He's a fucking whoreson.
What's a Gezere?
That is hard to explain.
Nonsense. It is as clear as day. Christians set out to kill our people. Innocent and often defenseless. Ransack their houses and divide the loot. And all that with the king's blessing.
This is what we were afraid of. But we did not expect Sigismund to be in such a
I to
hurry.
odpowiada, dlaczego
We need to get back
opowiedzieliście
into
po
the
naszej
city
stronie.
and get the people out. Quick, before
Oh.
it begins. Will you come with us, Henry? Every man counts.
I'll come. And Liechtenstein already knows about it too.
Very well. We should get going right away.
Zarysował się piłkę po jednym biciu. U nas też tak było na początku, a później była bijatyka.
Let's not waste time.
Thank God you're all right. On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubienka? What brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast here, so I came
Ten
to
nawalony
grab a bit
przyszedł.
of meat. And I see, instead of that, you have a massacre here.
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't do something fast. We have to get to Kuttenberg. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course, I borrowed it too, if you know what I mean, but...
Could you stop blabbering already? We don't have the time.
Easy, Ingele. And you, sir, if you can, come with us and help us.
All right. But could you please tell me what the fuck is going on?
I'll explain to you on the way. Time is running out.
Are you coming too, Sir John?
Of course.
Do you think that's a good idea? No offense, sir, but you're no great warrior.
I'm not. But I'm not just going to sit here and wait, either.
All right, then. Let's go.
John of Liechtenstein. Myślę, że dojedziemy do Kuttenberga i to będzie na tyle. Trochę mnie zmęczyły te dialogi. Nie byłem gotowy na taką falę rozmów.
Peresh, can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an
Aha,
attack
mogę mu
on the
odpowiedzieć,
Jewish
tak?
quarter. We need to take all my papers and get the people out of there.
Bloody hell. I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Don't worry. We'll save your mother.
And everyone else too. Don't forget that.
You seem to care an awful lot about these people, sir.
Are you surprised? It's all my fault. If they weren't helping me,
That droid of Sigismund, may his name be erased, would have found some other excuse to get rid of us.
Look, it's not that I don't feel sorry for you, but don't you think maybe we could make the horses go a little faster? At this pace, we won't make it there in a week.
Samuel, how... What was the story with your mother and Martin?
Do you really want to talk about this right now?
It may be the last chance we get. We could both be dead in a while.
All right. But like I said, I never actually knew Martin. He once came to Kuttenberg and fell in love with my mother. But she is the daughter of a rabbi. Obviously, she could not marry a goy.
And tonight, you will see why.
If you want, Mummy will surely tell you more. If we can get there in time. What was he like? I mean, Martin.
He was a good man.
Seriously. Whip those fucking horses.
All right. Schnell. Schnell.
Ale w sumie fabuła nabrała rozpędu. I podejrzewam, że teraz już będzie do końca gry szybsze tempo, co? Blissful. Będzie jakiś pewnie jeden przestój fabularny. A poza tym będzie zapieprzanie.
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sherwill.
There are many abandoned mine shafts under the town. One of them ends here.
Ale jest dobre tempo. Jest naprawdę bardzo dobre tempo.
Find out soon enough. Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have fun.
No dobra, nie będę ich teraz follow. Jak się patrzy na tę drugą część mapy? Się na ten. Chciałbym tam się znaleźć, czy mogę sobie spojrzeć stąd? Na te poprzednie lokacje.